Okay, so CORFE company. CORFE company is a business which manufactures computer laptop batteries, and it has developed a new battery which has a longer usage time than batteries currently available in laptop. So the selling price of the battery is forecast to be 45, and the maximum production capacity of Corfe is 2,62,500 units. So the company's management accountant is currently preparing an annual flexible budget, okay, and has collected the following information has so far for producing 1,85,000 units and 2 lakh and 2 lakh 25 units. Material cost, labor cost and fixed cost are given. In addition to the above cost, the management accountant estimates that for each increment of 50,000 produced, one supervisor will need to be employed, and a supervisor's annual salary is 35,000. Okay. The production manager does not understand why the flexible budgets have been produced, as they have always used fixed budget previously. So assuming the budgeted figures are correct, what would be the flexed total production cost be if production is 80% of maximum capacity? All right, this is quite simple. Now when we will read this portion over here in this question, we might after reading the first question which was over here, and we'll jump on to this portion of the question. And while reading this portion, we might say that, okay, we can calculate the semi-variable cost with the help of high-low method, because several levels of activities are given. But before that, my first step is to see which of the expenses are semi-variable. So if I divide 7 lakh 40 by 185,000, it's coming 4. In 2 lakh also it's 4, and let me see, for 2,25,000, yes, the material cost is 4. So this is variable cost. Okay, now let's talk about the labor cost. So labor cost is 1,17,500 divided by 1,85,000, and here over here I get labor cost is 5.5. So I think same would be for 2 lakh units. 1 million 1 lakh divided by 2 lakh, and my semi variable, this was 4, and I'm getting over here as 5.5. Maybe I'll change it later if I'm incorrect. This is also coming 5.5 for 2 lakh units. Let's check for 2 lakh 25,000 units. So 1 2 3 7,500 divided by 2 lakh 25,000, and so this is also 5.5. So this is also variable cost. So there is no semi variable cost, so the answer, the solution would be quite simple. Now 80% of maximum capacity. What was my maximum capacity? It was 2,62,500. So 2 lakh 60,000 2,62,500 multiplied by 80%, it will give me 2,10,000. So for 2,10,000, what will be my material cost? So 2,10,000 into 4, that would give me how much? 8,40,000. Labor cost is 5.5. So 2,10,000 into 5.5, it's 1 lakh 55,000. And now I have fixed cost. So fixed cost will remain as it is. I do not need to calculate 7 lakh 50. So my total cost is 7 lakh 50, 1 million, 1 lakh 55,000 plus 8 lakh 40. So it is 3 million. Have I done some mistake? Okay, so I have missed one information which was about the supervisor. Um, Somewhere it was written about the supervisor. Where was it written? Yeah. So it is written that in addition to the above cost, the management accountant estimates that for every increment of 50,000, for every increment of 50,000, one supervisor will be needed to be employed. A supervisor's salary is 35,000. Now if I'm talking about 2 lakh 10, how will I get to know how much increment is there? So what will I do for that? It is quite simple. If my actual my the production capacity given is 80%, and if there is an increment of 50,000, so till 2 lakh 10, if it is divided by 50, okay, so how many supervisors will I need? All right, so my maximum capacity has come out to be 2 lakh 10. So just let me explain you one thing I didn't mention, that when we read this information, this is kind of information given to us about the step cost. So you can just say that the managerial cost are usually the fixed cost, but this information is all about the step cost, and I did not consider that. So I need to write over here the manager's or the supervisor's cost. I would just write like this. Now the question is 50,000. Okay, when I was calculating, I mentioned 2 lakh 10 divided by 50, and it gave me 4.5. Okay, it gave me what? It gave me 4.5. It is written for every 50,000 of increment it would hire one manager. So out of this 2 lakh 10, I am able to get exact 50,000 four times, like 1 2 3 4, 50,000, 50,000, and 50,000, and 50,000. So this total would come out to be what? 2 lakh. But what about the 10,000? So it is somewhere exceeding, right? It is exceeding by 10,000. 10,000 additional I require. So for what about this 10,000? Will the supervisor be ignored? No. So as soon as I reach up to the next level, a supervisor would be required. Had my maximum capacity would have been stopped at 2 lakh, then only 4 supervisors would have been required. But now additional 10,000 are also required, right? 10,000 have also been produced, or the maximum capacity has exceeded by 10,000. So I will hire, I cannot say that I will divide or cut the supervisor into the percentage depending on 10,000 or the ratio, or some ratio I will calculate. No, we cannot split this supervisor. Only one supervisor will be needed. So for example, we did some question. For example, I would say that there are there are the maximum capacity of baking is 10,000 units, and the hours required per batch is 100 hours. Okay, so what will I calculate? How many batches can be baked? So if my maximum capacity is 1 lakh, 1 lakh units, and for example I get to know the batch number of batches to be somewhat 19.5, right? So will what about that point 0.5? I will have to include that, right? So instead of 19.5 I will include it, I will say it's 20. Similarly in this case also, what I will do is I will consider that I will have to hire an additional manager or supervisor for these 10,000 units as well, because it is now coming, it has I cannot split it, right? I cannot split the supervisor. So I will consider this as 5 into 35,000, and it will give me 1,75,000. Now let me just add. Let's see. I hope I've done everything correctly. Yeah, so it's giving me 2,92,000, which is D. Okay, now let's read what is the second question it is asking. The management accountant has said that the machine maintenance cost was not included in flexible budget but needs to be taken into account. The new battery will be manufactured on a machine currently owned by CORFE company, which was previously used for a product which has now been discontinued. The management accounting estimates that for every 1,000 units will take 14 hours to produce, and the annual machine hours and maintenance cost for the machine for the last 4 years have been as follows. Okay, so what is the estimated maintenance cost if production of the battery is 80% of the maximum capacity? Mm-hmm. So here we'll have to use the high-low method. I'll read out the question once again. So let's read the question once again. How did I come to know we will use the high-low method? See, the question is, what is the estimated maintenance cost if production of the battery is 80% of the maximum capacity? So the management accountant has said that a machine maintenance cost was not included in the flexible budget. First of all, flexible budget, we do high low method maximum in flexible budget only. Okay, first hint, the new battery will be manufactured on a machine currently owned by Corfe company, which was previously used for a product which has now been discontinued. The management accountant estimate for every 1,000 unit will take 14 hours to produce. Okay. All right. So for every 1,000 units, 14 hours will be taken. That is for sure. Okay. But the maintenance cost, our maintenance cost is dependent on the machine time, right? So the annual machine hours and the maintenance cost for the machine for last 4 years have been given. So I feel that the maintenance cost is somewhat semi variable. I will have to take the for calculation of the total cost. What will I have to do? I will have to include the variable cost, the fixed cost, the semi variable cost, right? So for that, what will I follow? The high low method. Now this will be the cost. Highest cost is 8 lakh 50, lowest is 4,50,000 units, 5,000 minus 1,800. So right now this is 850 minus 450 upon this is 400, and 5,000 minus 1,800, this is 3,200. So 400 divided by 3,200, it's 0.125, and I'll convert it into 1,000. So my variable cost is 125. Okay. If my variable cost is 125, what is my fixed cost? Now maximum cost was, total cost was 8,50,000, right? Maximum total cost was 8,50,000. So fixed cost will be equal to what? 8,50,000 minus 125 into 5,000, right? So I will get my fixed cost as well. I'll have to convert these numbers into thousand. So I've just written 850. It's actually 8,50,000. So how to write? Because this way we can get confused. 8,50,000 minus 5,000 into 125, 6,25,000, and this will give me my fixed cost as 2,25,000. Yeah. Now I have my fixed cost as well. Now I have my variable cost. Now how many units? 80%. 80% of the maximum capacity. 80% of the maximum capacity. 80% of the maximum capacity I had already calculated, which was 2,10,000, right? Now it is saying for every 1,000 units it would require 14 hours. In total, maximum capacity is 2,10,000, but for every 1,000 units 14 hours will be required. So what will be the number of batches? If I need to divide it, I will have to divide it by 1,000 to evaluate the number of batches, and it would be 210, right? So what were the hours then? What are the hours or the machine time? So the machine time is 210 into 14, which is 2940. This is the machine time. Now for this machine time I will have to calculate the cost, total cost, right? So 29, now I am calculating the total cost for 292, what was it, 294 or 292? No, it was 294 hours, right? Now the variable cost is what? 125. So 294 into 125, I will get to my variable cost. Okay. So fixed cost is already given, and I have evaluated the fixed cost as this 2,25,000, and my variable cost is now variable cost is 3,675,000 plus fixed cost. So fixed cost is 2,25,000. Now I will add, and I will get the total cost 2,25,000, and this is 5,92,500. The nearest option is this, so I will choose this. Okay, because okay, yeah, the nearest is have to be converted into 1,000. So when I will convert the answer into 1,000, the actual answer is 5,92,500. So when I will convert it into 1,000, it will become 5,93,000. Yeah, so we need to take care of this thing as well.